All right. Good evening, everybody. Commissioner Chase Coach 704, PEL, Primetime Elite League. This is the pre-draft show, and the party chat is open. I'm going to share this here just in a second. If anyone wants to come on and join me as I break down all of the wonderful teams here in the PEL and see where they may go in the draft, feel free to do so. I'm just going to get this up real quick. And there it is. It's in the chat now. And what you see on the screen is, before I wanted to jump into the teams, I wanted to go through all of the 99 overall rated players now after season 1. And we're just going to go through them real quick. You see Myles Garrett, DN for the Browns, is a 99. I had the personal pleasure of running into Marshawn Lattimore as he was a 99, and I didn't know it. He picked me off twice in my game against the Saints earlier this year. Of course, we know about Rashad Penny and his exploits up in Seattle. Jalen Ramsey, very talented young corner down in Jacksonville, is a 99. DeAndre Hopkins, really, really good wide receiver with the Texans, now 99. Aaron Donald, of course, dominating defensive line with the Rams, is a 99. NFC Defensive Player of the Year, Luke Kuechly, is a 99, and he's maxed out at every little position, so I can't even upgrade him now. So I don't know what's going to happen if he gets more points to upgrade with. Khalil Mack, DN for the Raiders, at 99. Rob Gronkowski, tight end for the Patriots, at 99. And Von Miller, the Denver Broncos, is a 99. So you see the next guys that are lined up to be 99s right there. You expect all those guys to probably hit 99 in the upcoming season. But see, the good stuff about this is I always like star players to stand out. And in this Madden, these star players are really standing out, and they do a great job for their teams respectively. All right, so let's jump into this. The first team we're going to look at, we're going to go in alphabetical order. It's just pretty much the easiest way to do this. We got the Bears up here on the screen. They have the 3rd pick overall in the first round. And then we're going to just kind of scroll through their roster and see where they may go. Trubisky's decent, but I wouldn't mind the quarterback. I always hate Trubisky. I think they're good at running back. Receiver, I think they're in a pretty good spot. Gabriel can play the slot. Robinson is more like a number 1. And then you've already got a young guy in Miller there that can play the 3, and then White can also fill in as well. I think they're in a pretty good spot at receiver. Tight end, I think they're pretty good as well. Of course, everybody needs O-line. They had a young left tackle they're trying to develop there now. But, of course, they can use O-line, especially at that right guard spot. D-end, they could use some help there. Use some help at D-tackle. They traded with me for Vernon Butler right there, so he's more of a fill-in guy. I think at linebacker you could use some help also, especially that left outside linebacker. You know, Floyd is pretty good, and then Roquan Smith, of course, is a beast in the middle. At corner, I mean, they're not bad. I think Callahan's more suited as a slot guy, so you can get a number 2 corner, or actually a number 1 to go with Fuller. I don't think it's a good corner class in the draft. Safety-wise, Jackson's not bad, and then Adrian Amos is an absolute beast. So I think, just to sum up the Bears, what would we say? Offensive line, of course, D-tackle, left outside linebacker will be the top 3 needs for this group right here. All right, let's jump to the Bengals. The Bengals have the 6th pick overall in the draft. And looking through their roster, they did pick up Big Ben to help out their team. I think he's a 1-year fill-in. Of course, I've never liked Andy Dalton. He's more suited as a backup. Joe Mixon is awesome. Gio DiMartino, wow, he's still 85. That's pretty good. The Bengals are definitely stacked at the running back position. I like all 3 of their top guys there. Receiver, I think they're in a pretty good spot. I know he's had a lot of offers for John Ross. I told him not to trade him. He better not. With AJ Green's getting a little older, you could get a younger guy here to develop to take over on the outside. Tight end, I think they're in a good spot. Offensive line wise, they're decent. Well, like everyone else, offensive line can be used, especially on that right side. That should be their first pick is the O-line. DN, I think you can get an upgrade on Dunlap. He's getting a little older right there. As Jeff likes to put it, he's getting into the rocking chair. Atkins is a good D tackle. He needs some help though, especially if you're playing a 4-man front. Linebacker, they can definitely use some help. That may be the other spotlight along with offensive line. Corner, they're okay. You can get by with that right now. Safety, Bates is not bad, and then they can use some help at safety also. So there's a few holes right there for the Bengals. So to sum that up, we're talking about, of course, offensive line like everyone else. We're talking about D tackle. We're talking about probably some linebacker help, and then some safety help also. So the Bengals have a number of holes they can cover in this draft. All right, going to the Bills. And the Bills have the 21st pick in the first round. They lost in the wild card round to the Dolphins. All right, so quarterback, they got Josh Allen there, who's the supposed franchise. The running backs, McCoy and Ivory, he likes to run the ball a lot. McCoy did a good job for him last year, but he's getting older, so you could see a running back come off the board there in the early rounds. Receiver, Coleman is pretty good, but the rest of those guys don't really move the needle. I could see a receiver at 21. There could be a couple options on the board there. Also, tight end. I could definitely see that as a factor at 21. And in this class, it is a strong tight end class, especially if you read the draft stories. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a tight end come off the board there to help those guys out. Of course, offensive line's a need for everybody. Left guard's a big hole. Center, you could use some help. Right guard, you could use some help, like most teams across the league. Looking at DNs, those guys are decent. They could get you by for a year if you don't see a DN you like in the draft. D tackle, I know he signed Harris in free agency. He's a stopgap guy. You can use an upgrade there if you see someone you like. He did sign Buchanan for big money in the offseason. They'll probably use him. Edmonds is a good player, young guy. And then Milano. So you can get by at linebacker. Not as big of a need as some other spots on this roster. He signed Vontae Davis in the offseason. How ironic is that? He quits in real life from the Bills, and the Bills sign him in here from free agency. It's pretty funny. Jordan Poyer at free safety. Wow, a 93 overall? Wow, okay. He's good there. And then Micah Hyde at strong safety. What in the world? He must have developed the hell out of those guys at those safety positions. So to sum up the Bills roster, I'm thinking receiver. I'm thinking tight end. I'm thinking OL like everybody else in the league. Number 2 corner is a possibility. And he's very good at the safety position. So those are my thoughts on the Bills right there. All right, so let's go to Denver Broncos. Broncos barely missed the playoffs. They have the number 20 pick in the draft as a result of that. It's the last team that did not get in the playoffs. That's the pick they get. Case Keenum at quarterback. He's decent. Nothing special. Of course, Nick Chubb came on for them after a midseason trade and did a good job there. I think he could use some receiver help. Cortland Sutton is a good young guy, but the rest of these guys aren't anything real special. And then Thomas and Sanders, while rated good, they're starting to get up there in age. So I can see a mid-round receiver right there to develop moving forward. Tight end is okay. You can get an upgrade in this draft. Of course, offensive line help across the board. Everyone needs it. Although they're not in right guard. Oh, goodness. So the right side offensive line can use an upgrade. He did get Clay Matthews in free agency to help that DN spot for maybe a year or two. Chubb on the other side's a good player. D tackle, you can use an upgrade at the number 2 spot. I think Wolf is not bad. Of course, Miller's a beast. Barrett and Marshall on the inside, they're okay. You can get by with those guys. Todd Davis. If you want a faster guy there, he did sign Shane Ray. I think he signed Shane Ray in free. I might get my leads confused right there, but he may get a little more playing time with a little more speed and acceleration there and agility. Of course, the corners, Harris and Roby, are really good. I saw Duke Dawson make some plays for him during the season. I think you have to be happy with that group so far. Simmons is a good free safety. And strong safety, I mean, Cravens is not bad. You can use him in certain roles. He does good. I've used him in the past. You could use an upgrade there. But overall, thinking their biggest holes, of course, O-line. I think you need a young receiver in the mid rounds. Maybe another D tackle. I think linebackers weren't bad. And then, overall, the Broncos aren't a bad team. We did a pretty good job with that roster, especially with the slow start and almost making the playoffs. All right, we got the Cleveland Browns next. The Browns have 2 first rounders, the 7th and the 17th picks in the draft, so they can definitely make some noise here. And they already have a good roster. And I used to say this all the time about the Browns. I think they used to be overrated as hell in Madden because they don't win. I'm like, how does the roster look so good when they don't win? But anyway, Mayfield obviously is the future. Did a good job last year. He had some interesting moves with some running backs, and I don't know if he's happy with these guys or not. You might see a running back come off the board early here. Receiver, I definitely could see a receiver come off. I know Callaway got his upgrade for his articles, but not proven guys outside of Josh Gordon, so you can see a receiver come off. Njoku is a good young tight end. I think you'll be fine with that. And then the O-line help, they're not in a bad spot. This is my main gripe with Cleveland. Their O-line is so good, and it's like, wow. Ogba at DN is okay. You could get another guy there, but I don't think it's their biggest need. Of course, you got Garrett on the other side, who's a beast. I think they're good at D tackle with Ogunjobi and Vea on the inside. The linebackers are pretty athletic. I don't think you need anyone there. Well, maybe, okay, right outside backer, unless you're going to use that guy. Then you don't need to upgrade. If not, you do need a definite upgrade there. I think their corner situation's pretty good. They're pretty young, and those guys can run pretty well. And then at safety position, Kindred's not bad. And then you got Edmonds, who's a young guy as well. So I think the Browns are in a pretty good position, to be honest. I think right outside linebacker, you can upgrade there. Of course, I think their O-line's actually in a pretty good spot. But definitely, I think receiver, and I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a running back come off the board there. I know Tristan in the past usually goes best available. So you could pretty much see anything from those guys. And, they're in a pretty good position, I believe, to make some moves there. All right, Buccaneers. Buccaneers they don't have a first round pick, so their first pick would come off in the second round right now. Okay. Jameis Winston is the man right now. You could see a quarterback get drafted there in the second round. It just depends on your scouting. If you think there's a guy there that you like. Running back, I know he's did some articles and stuff about these guys, but I think he's pretty much happy with what he's got there right now. Receivers, he made a big trade for Hill, of course, with Evans, and then Jackson. I think you got a pretty good group right there. Tight end, you could definitely use an upgraded tight end, so I think that's my number one topic. Of course, O-line, everyone can use. Scrolling through them, the left side could, definitely use some help there. DN, you could have someone else pair up. Sweat used to make some plays last year for him. I think he likes him a good bit. D tackle, I think you can use some help there. I don't think anyone in that group is above being upgraded on. Linebacker, he signed a Rakpo in free agency to help out there for probably a year. Middle linebacker, those 2 linebacker spots can use upgrades along with the tight end position for sure. You can use an upgrade at the corner spot. Sherman's still good there for a little while, and I think you can use some help at strong safety as well. So I'm thinking corner, I'm thinking tight end, and I'm thinking D tackle are the 3 big spots right there for the Buccaneers. All right, before I jump on to the next team, I see some comments. Cody, sorry I can't make it. Well, that's all right, man. You got a newborn. Hell, I understand you. And Big Main says, I would join chat, but I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So the first thing is, if you want to join the chat, if you're my friend on PS4, you can go up on the PS4 screen, and I would show you, but I'm scared to cut this off. But you would just go on the PS4 screen and go to your party, and I see Cody trying to help there. Just joining, see if we can hear you. If not, go to chat settings and share audio. Well, that says it right there. Thank you, Cody. All right, so we'll go to the next team, and that is Cody's Cardinals here. And the Cardinals have the 14th pick in the first round, and they also have 2 second-round picks. All right, so quarterback, obviously Josh Rosen is the man right now. I see no reason to change from that. Same thing with David Johnson. He's got a few more good years in him. I think they're secure at both of those spots. Definitely, I see a hole at receiver. I know he was trying to get some guys in free agency, and he lost out on them. So at 14, you could have some receiver options there that could be a good fit to be a new number one in Arizona. Same thing at the tight end spot. I know he signed Nick Boyle in free agency. Gresham he's okay. He's more of a number 2 in my eyes, so you can go tight end at 14 if you see someone you like. Of course, O-line, somewhere you need help. Ayupati, Cole, yeah, you can upgrade those guys for sure. Andre Smith, yep. So, of course, O-line like everyone else in the league. Looking at DN, Nkemdiche, I know he had some questions on where he should play end or tackle, and he moved him to end. Jones is a good player, can definitely use some upgrades at D tackle. Reddick's a good athletic linebacker. I like him. Can upgrade the middle backer for sure. He traded for Jamie Collins, and I didn't know Collins was that fast. I thought he was a little slower than that, but you can get by with him too. At the corner position, of course, Peterson's good. Jamar Taylor, he can run guys. I think he's a better slot corner. You can get another corner there to help out. And Dawson at free is good. And then Buda Baker, I like it strong as well. So I'm thinking corner. I'm thinking linebacker. Middle linebacker especially as a whole. D tackle, you can use an upgrade. And, of course, the O-line and receiver are the holes for the Cardinals that they may address in just this draft right here. Yeah, Cody, you got some work to do. All right, so let's jump to Deontay's Chargers, and the Chargers have the 22nd pick here in the first round, losing in the wild card round in the AFC. Phillip Rivers still going strong at 37. I know he'll hold on to him as long as he can. He is a real-life Chargers fan. So he may draft someone if he feels good about someone at 22. Just depends on your scouting right there. Halfback, of course, he loves Melvin Gordon and Eckler. I think it's a good combination there. Receiver, I think he's good, honestly, with the way he plays. This group of 4 right here, it's a pretty strong group. Tight end, he's good with Henry. If he were to draft somebody, it may be another blocking type of tight end for the run game. Then your O-line, somewhere along the line, you can always use some O-line help, as I've been saying. He's not in a horrible position compared to most teams, but you can always draft someone for an upgrade. Bosa and Ingram are really good at the ends. Leggett's good at D tackle. I think you can use an upgrade at the number 2 D tackle right there. I don't think McDowell would hold anyone back. Looking at the linebackers, he uses these guys pretty well. I think you can use an upgrade at the left spot. Tavis Brown, he loves the user. And Perryman, of course, is a Charger. He's not going to move him. So maybe left outside linebacker for an upgrade. Corners are in a real good spot. My goodness. I would love to have that. Safety, definitely could use an upgrade, especially at the free safety spot. So I'm thinking free safety. I'm thinking left outside linebacker. Another D tackle. O-line upgrades. And maybe a young quarterback. And that's about it for the Chargers for their roster. All right, let's jump to the Chiefs. And the Chiefs are the let me get to the picks. 2 first-round picks for the Chiefs. They have number 9 and number 11, so expect for them to be very active, and then 3 second-round picks. So the Chiefs are going to have some opportunities to really do some things to this roster right here. Obviously, you got Pat Mahomes. You don't want to do anything at quarterback. Kareem Hunt at running back, I think you're good there. You might want to get some depth behind him. Receiving position, he's already made some moves trading for Jarvis Landry, trading away Tyreek Hill. He's got Sammy Watkins and Allen Hurns. I don't think you need any immediate receiver help. You may go there later on in the draft, but I wouldn't go there in the first 2 rounds unless you get someone that just falls in your lap. With Kelsey and Ty, you got a good 1-2 combination at tight end. I'd leave that alone. Chiefs will need some O-line help, definitely at left guard, no center. And right side is not bad, but definitely O-line for the Chiefs. D-end's another need as you look at them right there, both ends. So I might go D-end early if I'm them. Second D tackle behind Chris Jones, who's a good player. Houston is good. Hitchens ain't bad with Ragland. And then Elijah Lee, you could really move one of those guys in the middle to the outside if you wanted to help out. Corner, I think your top 2 are okay, but you need some depth behind them. Safety, Barry is still going strong, and Eric Reed at strong safety. I think they're in a pretty good spot right there for a couple years. So to review the Chiefs, I'm thinking some linebacker help. I'm thinking second D tackle. Definitely the ends are a big hole. O-line help, and some running back depth behind Kareem Hunt are the Chiefs' holes on this team. All right, Indianapolis Colts are next. The Colts have 2 first-round picks back-to-back, actually, 18 from the Browns and 19 from the Jaguars here. So they have a chance to make some moves on their roster, and they've been very active since they've joined the league. So they picked up Carson Wentz. Obviously, they don't need a quarterback. Running back, I think you can use some help there. Yeldon's decent. Hines is a good change-up receiving type guy. But I think you need a lead dog there. Receiver, T.Y. Hilton's, of course, pretty good. Lee's all right. I wouldn't be surprised if they go receiver if there's one there at 18 that they really love. Tight end, I think you're in a pretty good spot right now with Doyle and Ebron for this year. I wouldn't waste a high pick there. Maybe someone in the middle rounds. And then O-line, of course, everyone will need help there at some point. Center, right guard, and no right tackle. So, yeah, O-line. D-end could use a little bit of help on the left end. D tackle, Malik Jackson is okay. I don't think you have anyone there that precludes a second D tackle being drafted there. Depending on your defense, if you play a 3-4, you might be okay. Linebackers, Simon is decent. He did trade for McKinney, who I liked. Outside backer, I think you can use an upgrade there. Corners are okay. I think you need someone to go with Gibson right there. Free, could use an upgrade. Church is getting older. You see his speed right there is kind of falling off. And then at the strong, he did sign Vaccaro in free agency, which will get you by for maybe 2 years. All right, so we're looking at some linebacker help for sure. Some defensive end help at the left end spot. O-line, like everyone in the league needs. Possibly another receiver. Lead dog running back are my thoughts here for the Colts. On the comments, Aaron Jones is the Vikings, big man. That's who he is. NFC North champ is correct. We'll be getting to them at the end. All right, speaking of big man, here are your Cowboys. And we'll see what they're going to do here. They have number 5 overall in the draft. And Dak Prescott at quarterback. He's decent. Well, thank you, big man. So Big Man saying he needs help at tight end. Let's go to tight end. I would agree with that, although you did give Ricky Seals-Jones a lot of money. So did you give him a lot of money to be a number 2 tight end? That'd be a good question I have. Right tackle, Lyle Collins. I know you told me that he's being moved out somewhere north. So we'll see where that happens. D tackle, David Irving and Malik Collins. Yeah, I agree. You could see some help there going out to get one of those guys. Not maybe the first round, but maybe down in the middle rounds of the draft. Middle linebacker, Jalen Smith. I like Jalen Smith. I think he's pretty good. But if you're playing a 3-4, you definitely need someone else to go behind him. Who the hell is Bam Bam Bradley? Okay. Free safety, Xavier Woods. Woods isn't a bad player, but I can see where you can get an upgrade from that. Then I saw fullback up there also. So with those positions and then the picks right there, I think you can get most of those needs in this draft right here. But I think the biggest need at number 5 you could fill would definitely be just off of what I know, probably O-line or that linebacker. I think there's some good linebackers in this draft. All right, so let's go to the Dolphins. The Dolphins have the 26th pick in the first rounder, and they made the divisional playoffs, and they lost to the Ravens. Ryan Tannehill at quarterback, he can use an upgrade there. Running back between Ingram, he did sign Ingram in free agency, so Ingram and then Drake. I think you have a 1-2 combination there with those guys. Receiver, of course, we talked about Jakeem Grant. He did a really good job for them this year. Him with Stills and Parker, I think you're good at receiver there. A lot of receiver depth with the Dolphins. I don't think you need to touch that at all. Gesicki's a good young tight end. You could use a second guy with him. I know he's going after somebody in free agency. I can't remember. Of course, he's an offensive line help somewhere here. Center for sure. Right guard. Those two positions on the O-line. D-end, you can use an upgrade there with Harris and then Quinn on the other side. Those guys are decent, but they don't scare you. Could use an upgrade at D-tackle as well. Just looking at that group. Linebacker Baker's a good athletic guy. He might be using him. I love Raekwon McMillan. He killed me last Madden when Frank used to use him a lot. He signed D Ford in free agency. He's a good pass rush guy coming off the edge. Corners, you could use an upgrade there. These guys are okay. Cromartie's getting a little older, but Kane doesn't really scare you. Free safety, oh yeah, Minkah Fitzpatrick, he's awesome. And then Richard Jones at strong safety is a pretty good player, although he's getting a little older, so you could probably get someone later on in the draft to kind of backfill and develop there. So when we're talking about the Dolphins, we're talking about corner. I would say another D tackle. D tackle. Maybe in as an upgrade. Center right guard. Help on that O-line. Second tight end. And then Tannehill at quarterback, I think, is a little shaky. All right, let's jump to the Eagles. The Eagles have been making moves this offseason. Whether they're for better or worse, we'll find out. They have the number 1 pick in the draft through trade. And they have number 25 overall. Okay. So the Eagles will be the only team to get exactly what they want because no one else will be picking in front of them. Obviously, they have a quarterback need, number 1 overall. I think there could be some guys there that you can go get at number 1 to fill that quarterback need. Running back, I know he's been trying to move Ajayi. He re-signed Blunt in free agency. I had a bid on him. I took it off at the last minute because I don't like the fact that Blunt is he only covers the ball on medium hits, and he doesn't have great carrying, so that's why I changed my mind on him. So you could see a running back come off pretty early. I think he's fine at receiver for now between Jeffrey Aguilar. Aguilar did a good job for him last year. We kept Dez Bryant. And then you could see a young receiver coming in later on in the draft. I think he's good at tight end with those two guys. And then you look at O-line, of course, you definitely use up a left tackle, upgrade at left guard. Good at the other 3 positions on the line. Could use a DN. He let what's his name? Brandon Graham go. So he's got a hole there. Although you could just move Barnett to the other side. I mean, he may have that set up in his depth chart. I mean, he can get by with that. He's good at D tackle between Cox and Jernigan. Bradham's not bad at linebacker along with Hicks. Jerry, I think he uses Jerry, users him. But you could use an upgrade there. Looking at the corners, I think he's not in a bad spot there between Darby and Mills on the outside. Could use an upgrade at free safety. And then Jenkins at strong safety. Ooh, he's getting kind of old. 83 speed. You might want to use an upgrade there. So you got safety. You got maybe left end depending on the setup on the depth chart. Left side, the O-line could use an upgrade. And maybe running back with what he's been trying to do with the Giants. I don't know how confident he feels in him. And then quarterback. So that's what we're thinking there with the Eagles. And also remember they have the number 1 pick, so it'll be really interesting to see if they do keep it or if they trade it again for something else. Alright, so we got the Falcons, and the Falcons haven't been making a lot of moves because they have some money issues on their team, but they do have the 29th pick in the first round, losing in overtime in the NFC Championship game. Alright, so Matt Ryan's pretty much entrenched there. You do have a Falcons fan running the team, so you're not going to see them move too many Falcons. He did let Coleman go. I think someone signed him. We'll see here in a minute. But Devontae Freeman's locked in pretty good at running back. At receiver, Jones, Ridley, and Sanu, those top 3 guys are just fine. You could see some younger guys get drafted to backfill behind those 3 in the middle rounds. You could use another tight end here. You could, at that position in the draft, you probably could get a tight end. I think there'll be some good ones available at that spot in late first round. Looking at your O-line, left guard, you can definitely upgrade. Pretty good at center. Could upgrade right guard, just like everyone else in the league. They can use O-line help. McKinney's a beast. The other side, you can get a DN to help you. Second D tackle to help out. Linebackers, Riley's a young athletic guy. I know he likes him. Jones is a beast in the middle. Campbell does a good job on the right outside backer. And then at corner, Oliver's starting to get a little older. But I think among this group, you're okay right now. And the safety spots, you're not bad. So primarily with the Falcons, we're talking about young receiver in the middle rounds, maybe a tight end upgrade, OL, second D tackle to go with Jarrett. And that's pretty much it. They're a pretty good roster overall, so they don't need a lot. They just need to find some money with these guys that need to get paid coming up. Alright, so before we jump to the 49ers, let's look at some of the comments. Big Man, the Cowboys, says he can't wait to burn the Eagles' defensive backs. The Buck says, I'm sleeping on strong safety Grimes in Tampa. He'll be coming off a Pro Bowl season. Okay. I hear you, man. All right, good stuff. All right, so let's look at the 49ers. And the 49ers don't have a pick to the 4th round. They made a lot of moves here. But we'll look at their roster anyway to see where they may go in general for the draft. All right, so I think Garoppolo's locked in at quarterback. Pretty good at the running back. I know he signed Ty Montgomery in free agency for some good money. Receiving wise, they signed a lot of big receivers, especially notably Brandon Coleman. But I think you're going to see them draft some receivers in the middle rounds there. Tight end spot, they could use another tight end. And then, of course, they'll find some O-line help as well. They did sign Khalil in free agency to help out a little bit. But that right guard and right tackle spots could be upgraded. DN is a hole there. D tackle they're actually pretty good at. And then you look at the linebackers, Lee's an athletic freak. Foster's a good guy. Kirksey's another athletic freak. Corners, and of course we made the big trade with them for Artie Burns in a first rounder. I think he's pretty good at the corner spot. And then free safety could use an upgrade. And strong safety, you're decent, but you can use an upgrade there. So that's what we're looking at with the 49ers. And next are the Giants. Giants have the number 2 pick overall in the draft. Alright, so they did sign or trade for, I can't remember how they got Bridgewater, but they have him. Eli Manning's still holding on, but I don't think he's going to play. I know he was trying to play this guy, Lauletta, last year, but that didn't work out too well. The running back spot, Saquon Barkley's the man. Receiving wise, of course, you got Odell Beckham and Sterling Shepard, but you can definitely use some receivers behind those two. Hypothetically, you could draft a receiver pretty high and pair him with ODB and really, really put some teams in some binds there. Ingram at tight end with Ellison is a decent combination. I like Ingram's a good young tight end. O-line, of course, they're going to use some help there at some point. No center, definitely is a problem. Right guard and then right tackle, so the right side O-line could use some upgrades. DN, I'm sure he'll move Vernon or Tomlinson to the other DN, but you do need some depth behind those guys. Need a second D tackle to pair with Damon Snacks Harrison. Of course, at the outside linebacker position, you can use an upgrade there over Martin. Ogletree's a decent guy. Linebacker was Lorenzo Carter. He loves his Georgia guys, so I'm assuming he's going to play, and he's an athletic guy. 6'5" with 88 speed, 92 acceleration is pretty good. The corner spot, you could use another corner. I think Apple's more of a slot corner guy, and then the rest of these guys are more depth. Free safety spot, of course, I love Rudy Ford. I got him last year. He got him this year, so you let Ford develop and you'll be fine. And then Landon Collins is a beast at the strong safety position. So that's what we're looking at for the Giants. All right. Jeff's Jaguars don't have a first-round pick. I know he's probably trying to work to get one. But he does have a second-round pick, a sixth and a seventh. So this is going to be a focus on the second-round pick in this draft for him. Of course, he's got Luck there. I think he's in a good spot with him, even though he threw a lot of interceptions. That's just how Jeff plays the game. I think you're good at running back with Fournette, of course. Receivers, I think he's good now. He signed J.J. Nelson to go with DJ Chark. D.D. Westbrook has been on the block for a while if someone's interested. And he signed Kelvin Benjamin in free agency. And I think Garcon's been on the block too, so hit him up if you're looking for a receiver. Safarian Jenkins has been on the block. He did trade for O.J. Howard. I thought that was a good move. I think he's a good young tight end with good size and speed. Looking at the O-line, of course, everyone always use some O-line help. And I think in the second round, you go after the best O-line available that falls to you. Although he's not in a terrible spot. He's better off than most teams, but that left tackle spot, I think you can use an upgrade. DN position, with Calais Campbell and Fowler, you're in a good spot there at the left end, especially at the right end. Oh my goodness. Don't need a DN. D tackle, I think you're in a pretty good spot with those guys and their strength and block shed ability. At the linebacker spot, you can definitely use a left outside linebacker upgrade. The other two spots are very good. Very good at corner. Good gracious. Good at free safety, and he's good at strong safety. So the Jags, I think, are in a really good spot. And in that second round pick, you can almost go best available, to be honest with you. And we'll see what Jeff does with it. All right, so we got the Jets next. Jets had the 4th pick in the draft. So pretty good spot here to get some help for the Jets. Sam Darnold at quarterback, good young guy to develop with him. I think they're in a spot to go get a lead dog running back. These guys are okay. They can get you by, but they're not anything special. At the 4th pick, you could have a guy there that can be pretty special. Receiving spots, you can also go get a receiver too. I like Robbie Anderson a good bit, but these guys are just other, regular guys behind him. So you can go get a receiver at number 4. You need a tight end, you can get him. I wouldn't go at 4 to get a tight end. You can go in the second round to get that. Looking at the O-line, you can definitely use upgrades across the board. Of course, Leonard Williams is a beast at DN. Along with he signed Henry Anderson in free agency, who's not bad, but you can definitely upgrade him. D tackles, they're okay, nothing special there. Linebacker, you can upgrade the left backer. Williamson's a good player in the middle. You can use an upgrade to right backer. Corner, you can definitely use an upgrade. May at free is okay, and then strong Jamal Adams is a beast. So the Jets have a number of holes in their roster. And the fourth pick, I think you can address one of them and get a really, really good player based on your scouting. But if I was the Jets in this situation, I would trade out of number 4, get more picks because of what you got going on your roster. I know he's made a lot of bids in free agency to try to fill some holes, which is the right thing to do when you have a team like this. Get better incrementally. But I think I would trade out of 4 and go get multiple picks to try to help address some more holes on this roster. All right, before I move on, looking at comments, Big Main says, please draft a wide receiver Giants, which tells me he's got someone in mind at number 5. The Colts, once again, remind everybody that their 4th and 5th round picks are on the block. Big Main said something about wide receiver Curtis Alloway, who is a storyline player. Make sure you read those storylines that were posted in the breaking news chat. You can click on the gallery in the group and then look at those. And then Big Main Bobby is the Colts. That's who he is. All right, so the Detroit Lions have the 16th pick in the first round. They will not be here. They'll be out of town, so they won't be drafting. So I hope they set the draft board. Well, let's look at them real quick. They need a quarterback behind Stafford. Theo Riddick and then Abdullah are not bad, but you could get another guy in there if you wanted to. I wouldn't take him in the first round. Receiver, those guys are not bad. He did sign Randall Cobb in free agency. Not a bad group there overall. Tight end, I think he signed Luke Wilson in free agency. Was Luke Wilson there? I think Luke Wilson might have been there. Anyway, they could use an upgrade there, but Luke Wilson is a good athletic tight end. Looking at O-line, Decker, let's see, not bad on the left side. They're actually a pretty good spot O-line wise compared to most teams. Let's see, Zettel at the end is okay. Ansah is okay. You could use an upgrade there if you see someone you like. Definitely need help at D tackle. Overall, he signed Kendrickson free agency to some good money. Davis is a good athletic young linebacker. And then Kennard is okay. You can use an upgrade at right outside backer. Slay is a beast at corner. I think Diggs is more of a slot corner. Tease Tabor is a young guy. Depends on how you feel about Tabor, if he can play on the outside or not. Free safety Quinn can help you maybe one more year there. And then at the strong, you can use an upgrade there for the Lions. All right. Real quick on the comments. Once this is over, of course, it'll revert back to the beginning if you missed the start of it. All right, so let's go to the Packers. This is a Gape's team. Gape has 2 first-round picks, number 10 and number 12 in the first round. And let's see here. He did say he's going to draft, so, he says he doesn't usually have a confidence in the draft, but he is going to draft this year. Aaron Rodgers, of course, is a beast. He did sign Coleman in free agency. He'll be the lead dog there. Receiver Adams is obviously a really, really talented guy, but I think you can use some help behind Adams as a number 2 receiver. You can probably get that in the second round. Tight end, Graham is still pretty good. And then these other 2 guys, I think he signed Amaro in free agency, so I think he's good at tight end for what he likes to do. Offensive line, left guards, you can use some help. Definitely right guard because you don't have one in the right tackle, so definitely, I think one of those first picks should be O-line for the Packers. D-end, you can upgrade. I know he traded for Shaq Lawson. I know he likes him, but you can upgrade there. With Nick Perry's a good speed rushing D-end. Wow, your D tackles are good. Nice. You need some depth behind them, though. Linebacker, pretty good with Jake Ryan, Martinez. Fackrell, you can use another linebacker there. Corner, I know he likes the young corners. He's been trying to trade Kevin King, though. If you're interested in Kevin King, reach out to him. Clinton Dix at free is cool. And then Strong at Corey Moore, who we signed in free agency, allowed him to move Josh Jones. So if I'm the Packers, I'm going O-line and then linebacker for those 2 first-round picks. All right. Next, you got the Panthers. God, this guy is such an asshole. Jeez. He talks all that shit, and then he got knocked out in the divisional round by the Falcons. What a damn shame. All right. So the Panthers did pick up the 13th overall pick in the draft from the 49ers. And then you got a couple third rounders there that'll go with a second. So for me, I did decide Osweiler to back up Cam. We'll probably keep 2 quarterbacks this year. Of course, McCaffrey's cool, wears it down the trucking strong back. And then Sims is kind of a backup for both of those roles. I feel pretty good at receiver with Diggs, Conley, and Bird as the lead dogs. We did sign Tavon Austin to kick return. Jerry's right there for injuries. And Listenby and Cantrell are still in the development stage, even though they're a little older. We'll see how that pans out this year. Tight end, Greg Olsen still hanging on. We do need a younger guy to develop, but I do like Ian Thomas. And then Morgan and Grimble are more blocking guys, but they can catch the ball pretty well too on those short routes. Khalil is trash. I want to get rid of his ass, but the penalty's too much. Elfline will move to center. Tom is a developing young guy. Turner I'm cool with, and then Darrell Williams I'm cool with too. K'Wan Short's been good at D-line. One of these other guys will move to the right end spot. I'm still trying to figure out. Probably be Lewis. He's a good young guy. He's quick development. Casey and Poe and McPhee. Y'all know I love McPhee. If you've been here in the league for a while, he can do a lot of different things. Linebacker spot. Don't really get caught up in these guys because I have them in different places. But Smith's a good young guy. Of course, Kuechly's the reigning defensive player of the year. Nick will play the outside backer spot, replacing Thomas Davis. And then Bud Dupree, I'm going to use him. After I looked at him, I didn't use him right last year. That's my fault. So he will be used a lot when he's on the field. Corners, I traded Burns mainly because I feel like I can get by with these guys. Jackson will move to an outside spot. Seymour will play the slot. Bradbury will be the number 1. Cockrell will back up, and then Elder is there for injuries. TJ Carey I think he made the Pro Bowl, coming over in that trade for the Browns. Signed Gilchrist in free agency to back up. And then at strong, Chung I think is good for 1 more year, with his acceleration. I think he can still get to where he needs to be, and then Galden will be more of a development guy. Alright, so I see y'all's comments over there. I'm very happy with Cam. Cam's going to be here the whole time. Y'all mistreated his ass last Madden. I'm not going to do that to him this year. And that's all I got to say about that. Alright. Next are the Patriots. Patriots don't have a first round pick, but they do have a second rounder. That's early. They need a quarterback. We'll see if one's there. I know he's got a bid on Taylor that needs to go up, because if that doesn't go up, then we're going to have to address that situation. It's only a 28-point bid. He probably won't sign anyway, but all bids need to be 50 points or higher. Sonny Michel's a good young running back. I don't know if he likes him that much or not. Then you got White, who's more of a receiving guy. A receiver, he's very happy with his receiving group right there, those top 4 especially. Of course, with Gronk and then Allen at tight end, I think you're fine. Let's see. Looking at the O-line, they're not in a bad spot so far. Actually, he's pretty good overall at O-line. I don't think he needs any help there. Needs some help at D-end. I think that group, nothing really scares you or jumps off at the page. Flowers is a pretty good D-end on the other side, though. D-tackle, I think you're in a pretty decent spot with those top 2 especially. Linebacker spot, Hightower's a good player. Definitely needs some help in the middle. And Roberts is athletic, but I don't think he's gonna be there. Van Noy and Flowers, I think you can go linebacker in the second round early, and get some help there. Corner, you're in okay position. You don't need immediate help. And then McCourty's still good at the free. And then, you don't have a strong safety, so I guess you could go there too. Alright, so those are my thoughts on the Patriots. Alright, Oakland Raiders with Blake. He's got the 8th pick in the draft and then 2 second rounders. And I see someone has joined,
That would be me. That would be BNOM 81 Coke Mish. I just got done with some physics, and I thought I'd jump on here.
Well, I'm glad to have someone else here because I've been talking way too damn much.
Where are we at?
We're on the Raiders, your buddy Blake.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah. Blake, he, geez. Well, he needs to, let's see. Of course, my screen would lock up just as soon as I start looking through his team.
Yeah, but I mean, just scrolling through the team from my perspective, he doesn't have a running back, so that hurts.
You know, Blake, when he gets frustrated, that's what happened. He doesn't have a running back, so I get the running back screen. He doesn't have a fullback either.
Oh, wow.
He doesn't have no running back. So I think Blake needs to go running back. And his left tackle is trash. He's got a good left guard. And he's got a good center. Not bad at right guard. You know how I feel about linemen in Madden. They don't really matter. Cleo Mack. He could really use some help in the middle. Both at middle linebacker and at D tackle. Real soft in the middle, which is unlike Blake. He likes to stop the run and run the ball.
Right.
He has 2 corners.
Man, what is he doing this offseason?
Obviously, he's not doing anything. He doesn't have a free safety. He has his backup strong safety that Mike could play there is a 64 overall. With 85 speed, so he could move Carl Joseph to free safety and have Jamal Carter play strong safety. Wow, it looks like he needs a kicker too. Oh no, his kick power is 92 for his kicker. What picks does he have? He has the 8th pick overall. Running back. He definitely needs a running back.
Well, I think you need to reach out to him and find out what the hell he's doing. Yeah.
I definitely. He better not miss the draft because he needs too much help. How many picks does he have?
He's got an extra second rounder.
Yeah, he needs all that. He has 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 picks, and he needs every one of them.
I definitely agree, man.
Moving on to the mystery that is Bugatti, the Rams. Shocking that he had such a terrible season. 15th pick overall, doesn't have a second-round pick. 4, 5, 6, no 7th-round pick either. But we know he's got an awesome roster.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you scroll through them, and there's not a lot of holes there. And he's trying to move Brandon Cooks for some reason. I don't understand why.
Gurley, I mean, his wide receivers are strong. Yeah, he doesn't need to move Brandon Cooks. That's a solid number 1. He's got like 5 tight ends. Those must be practice squad guys. He doesn't have a left tackle. I think we just figured out what Bugatti needs to do with that 15th pick. A lot of good linemen in this draft.
I'll tell you this, man. He will take a 6th-round projected left tackle, and he'll probably be 87 overall.
Don't I know it. He knows exactly what he's doing. I've seen him do that. People that were projected 4th, 5th rounders, he lines them up, and they got 90-plus speed, and they hit power, and they're superstar development. He's one of the better drafters we got in the class, or in the league.
I definitely agree with that.
Aaron Donald, beast at left end. He could use some help at right end, but he's so strong in the middle with Sue, and Brockers too. Brockers strong too. A little help at linebacker, especially on the edge.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Corners, he's soft in the middle too. And, must be 85 speed. You could use him for Patrick on. I don't even know how to pronounce that. I'm not even going to pretend like on Wooser. Corners, he's got 4 strong ones. He's really good at corner.
Mm-hmm.
Really good secondary in general. Damn, really good secondary. And of course, he has the 15th pick and no second-round pick.
Yeah, I'm really surprised at his struggles last year, but I know he was busy with some stuff, so I think when those settles down, he'll be fine.
With that kind of pick, you expect Bugatti to land a really good linebacker, either on the edge or in the middle.
So you look at the Ravens. Ravens have the 30th pick overall, and then they don't have anything else till the 5th and the 6th round.
Well, Caleb struggles in the red zone. Yeah, he's a great player. He needs somebody to get to. He needs let's see. He could use a red zone threat as a tight end or a receiver to really help him out in the red zone.
Yeah, he traded for Keelan Cole from the Jags, and he signed Cordero Patterson in free agency.
Look at this offensive. He needs offensive line help on the left side desperately. Left tackle, 63 overall. Left guard, 73 overall. Center, 66 overall. Right guard's pretty good. Yonda, we all know about Yonda. He's been a Madden legend forever. James Hurst, yeah, he could use some O-line help bad.
Yeah, I think that's where he's going to go in the draft. He's a pretty smart player.
He is a good player. I had to deal with him in the NFC West last year. He was tough. Every time I play Caleb, it comes down to a field goal, just like this year. He beat me 16-14. Very strong at D-tackle. Two really solid players there. 81 overall for his left outside. C.J. Mosley, everybody wants him. And Sean Lee. He got Sean Lee this offseason, didn't he?
Yeah, that was for a third-round pick.
That's a pretty good deal right there. And he's short at corner. He has 4 corners, but 3 solid ones. Jimmy Smith, Tavon Young, and Marlon Humphrey. Free safety, he's solid there. So for him, he's good at strong safety too. He really could use some offensive line help and maybe something to help him in the red zone. And I guess offensive line will help him in the red zone too.
Yeah, I think that first pick is going to go to an offensive lineman. And back to
usually
free safety.
Left tackle.
Back to free safety with him. He traded for Apke, and you expect him to user him. He's a 94 speed, 95 acceleration free safety, which is unheard of.
Yeah, you look at that. Wow, that's impressive.
All right, so now on the Redskins, he's one of the better drafters also. First rounder.
Ragjob and I had a classic in the wild card round.
I
think I scored with like 20 seconds left. He is such a Ragjob he's such a grinder, man. Alex Smith still getting it done for him. Chris Thompson's solid. I know I couldn't do anything with him. Fullback, didn't have a fullback. Paul Richardson, he's still getting it done with that 95 and speed, 94 acceleration. I knocked out Alex Smith. Next play, Kevin Hogan came in and dropped a dime on Paul Richardson on one of those middle crossers in that playoff game. Jordan Reed, awesome tight end. Trent Williams, great left tackle. Could use some help at, left guard and center too.
I'll tell you, here's the funny thing about that left guard. That's the one that everyone was bidding all that crazy money on.
Quentin Spain? Yeah, I remember you saying that. Yeah, that's crazy money for a average player. I remember you seeing that in the off-season video.
Right.
Solid left end, solid right end, Jonathan Allen. Looks like he's pretty solid at linebacker too. Yep, solid across the board at linebacker. Corners, could use some speed in that secondary. He's got Fabian Morrow down here with 94 speed. But at the top, he's lacking a little bit of speed. And we know speed is not as crazy in this Madden as it has been in the past. But definitely got a solid couple safeties. What picks does he have? 23rd overall. He has 3 third-round picks. So definitely a chance for him to ramp up some depth. Looks like he got him from Jacksonville. I'm not sure what that deal was.
I can't keep track now.
It's a lot. Reggie. And the Saints, we all know Reggie's a good player, been around for a long time. Drew Brees is 40. That could be a place for him.
Oh, yeah, he's going to draft a quarterback.
Surprised he didn't retire. What pick does he have?
He's got a second round. He doesn't have a first.
Okay. Still some pretty solid quarterbacks. I saw some second and third round projected guys. We all know that doesn't mean a lot, but with some A throw power, A- throw power. He's got people to throw it to, especially with Michael Thomas. Josh Hill's pretty solid at tight end. Definitely O-line help, especially on the left side and center. Yeah, definitely on the left side. That second round pick could go to a left tackle. If you need one position at lineman, it's definitely left tackle.
Don't I know it?
Yeah, you really do. Tack eating you up over there.
Let's focus on the Saints.
Let's focus. We don't bringing up some bad blood. Right outside linebacker, he could use an upgrade there maybe. Definitely he's great at corner. Wow, he's good at corner.
Yeah.
3 great corners. Of course, we know that. We have to play him.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Secondary is pretty good. He could use a strong safety. Von Bell at safety, 88 speed, 89 strong safety. You can get away with that because more run stopping position.
Right.
But that's it for the Saints. So I'm saying quarterback, definitely quarterback. Surprised Drew Brees didn't retire at 40.
Yeah, I'm shocked he didn't.
The NFC champion Seahawks.
They don't need
Let's
nothing.
see here. They don't need nothing. They need to trade. They need to trade Rashard Penny. They need to let Tyler Lockett go and Doug Baldwin and Perryman, Mad Legend, dropping off a little bit in the speed department though. Line. I'm sure that he needs line.
I think he needs a tight end, honestly.
Let's look at tight end here. Tight end, yeah, Ed Dixon. Yeah, lacking a little speed. He is 6'4", though. You could get the ball up to him. But yeah, he could definitely use tight end. Let's see. We say O-line, but we all know that for some reason they block like gangbusters. But definitely the right side line's hurting.
He runs left a lot.
Yeah, Raymond Foster and Jermaine Ifedi. I guess that's how you say that. He could definitely use some right side help. We all know how good he is on defense. Wow, he needs a right end. Oh, that's my phone going off. Let's turn that off. I just got a new phone. I hadn't set the ringtone up.
Oh, nice.
Very solid at D tackle. Let's see, linebackers. We know Bobby Wagner's a beast. KJ Wright's a beast. I think he plays better than that 81 rating too.
He does.
Mingo, pretty solid at linebacker. Legion of Boom no more. But he's got Shaquille Griffin. Oh, I guess the Legion of Boom is still there.
Oh, it's
TJ Green.
there.
Yeah, TJ Green and Shaquille Griffin are both awesome. Dante Johnson, not too bad either. At nickel corner. He could use an upgrade at nickel corner maybe. But when you got Earl Thomas roaming back there and Cam Chancellor.
He's trying to trade Chancellor.
Yeah, I saw that. I run into this last year with them. But, you got some great players that are getting a little older. When do you cut ties with them?
Mm-hmm.
So definitely O-line, maybe a tight end for the Seahawks. And cut Penny. Of course, you all saw what I did to Penny in the NFC Championship game. I think he had 24 yards.
I don't think he's going to be as great this year.
We shall see. I know I got something for him if he ends up on my schedule. So I'm coming for you, Seahawks. You listen to that. The Steelers, what a good roster. They got Andrew Luck II, Is that the reincarnated Andrew Luck, or is that the real guy?
That's the reincarnated guy who we made out of our generosity, and then he was traded again.
Yep.
But
that's what happens when you get amateurs running the team, and they don't stick it out. Le'Veon Bell is a beast.
Yep.
Wide receiver, we all know about Antonio Brown. And Juju Smith-Schuster, probably everybody's favorite player to say his name. Vance McDonald, boy, he's been around a long time. It seems like he's been around more than 6 years.
No, it has, yeah.
Marcus Gilbert at left tackles, fairly decent. David DeCastro is awesome left guard. Center, Marquise Pouncey. Yeah, could use a right guard and a right tackle.
Well, he traded for Ryan Kelly.
Did he?
Yeah, he was part of that Luck the second deal.
Checkers and chess, right?
Oh, yeah.
Let's see here. Left end, I definitely think he could use a right guard, right tackle type deal. And if I was him, I would probably draft a left tackle to groom into that, or let him play a right tackle to groom into that left tackle spot. Defense, we all know about the steel curtain. Cameron Hayward, he could use a defensive tackle.
Yep.
DJ Watt, Ryan Shazier, but Pittsburgh always going to have great linebackers.
They don't need it.
Yeah. Secondary, it's okay. You could definitely use a true number one corner in that secondary. Safeties, not too bad. He could use some speed. Use a little more speed at strong safety, 86 overall.
Yeah.
They have the 31st pick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they have Seattle's first pick. That was the deal. Okay.
The Quentin Nelson deal.
Mm-hmm, the Quentin Nelson deal. So, O-line, like everybody else in the league, and maybe a D tackle for the Steelers.
I think you're in a good spot to get a D tackle at that spot.
Oh, yeah. And I like the new Steelers user. He seems like a good guy. All right, the world champion Texans. Levi, congratulations, buddy. You finally, for some reason, haven't won one yet, which makes me scratch my head. But now you got one. I have no idea how. When I play Levi, I feel like Levi is probably the best player in the league. No disrespect to anybody, but I had to play that guy in NFC West, and I swear to God he knew what was coming every single play. Couldn't fool him.
It's definitely a challenge.
Yeah, he could stay over. He could stay in the AFC for all I care. I don't want to see him again. Deshaun Watson is going to be the man. Lamar Miller, pretty solid at running back. Let's see, wide receivers. We all know about DeAndre Hopkins and Will Fuller. I really think whoever Levi has at receiver is going to catch a lot of balls. He's just going to get it to him somehow.
I just got to say, I saw this Kuti guy in real life today. He was impressive, man.
Really? I did the Titans game today, so I didn't watch any football.
Oh, okay.
I was bartending the cracking open beers. The Titans won, believe it or not. They beat the Eagles.
Yeah, I saw that. That was crazy.
Yeah. Ryan Griffin at tight end. He could use an upgrade at tight end.
That's a good place to go at the end of the first round.
It is. Of course, he has a 32nd overall pick. He could use a center. Oh, the right side of the line could use help, too. Oh, wow. Right tackle. Gerard Jones-Smith, 62 overall. Strength, 86. He could use a right tackle. O-line, just like everybody else, I guess.
Oh, yeah.
J.J. Watt's no good. He's old over the hill. Needs to cut him. And he doesn't have a right end. Of course, let's see what he's got at D tackle. You know, he doesn't have but 2 D tackles either.
So now I'm thinking D-line. Yeah.
He's going to have to go D-line.
He does have multiple picks, though, in the next rounds.
Yeah. We all know Levi's going to end up with an awesome team. Jadeveon Clowney, right outside linebacker's a beast. The secondary, the corner situation, he could use a true number one. Of course, you're probably not going to find a true number one at 32.
No, not in this draft.
No, not. It's be hard to find a number one at 32 at almost any draft. Tyrone Matthew, the Honey Badger, causing all kinds of havoc, and Justin Reed. So, I think a D end. He needs a D end. Just because he doesn't have one.
Yeah, with those multiple picks, I think you can pretty much go best available after that first round pick. But I agree, D end, right tackle, whatever you think is best of that number one, and then best player available the rest of the way.
Yep. Scooby, another great player in this league. Something happens to him in the playoffs. I don't know what it is. It just, something happens to him.
Well, he got hit with the snow bug, and he played just like I did against you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just Madden gods gave me that game, no doubt. And you can't give Levi anything if you want to beat him.
Right.
You can't. Madden gods, if they're going to help Levi, he ain't got a chance. But Marcus Mariota, obviously, is the franchise quarterback there. He's strong at running back with Derrick Henry and Deion Lewis. Wide receivers, Corey Davis, Tawan Taylor. He's pretty. He could go receiver. Delaney Walker, solid at tight end. He's getting older though, isn't he?
Yeah, he's going to retire.
13 years out of Central Missouri. Let's see, left guard, struggling at left guard. He could use a guard on either side, left or right guard. Defense. Oh, he doesn't have a right end.
Yeah, that would be a problem.
and he only has one defensive tackle. Sometimes you can move those guys or those D tackles and those D ends around and get by, but you have to have depth there. So Scooby is going to have to go with a D lineman.
I don't know if he's been doing anything this offseason, now that I think about it.
Yeah, I hadn't seen much out of him. Of course, I hadn't seen much out of me either. But I got people I got to sign. I can't be spending money when I got to spend it on the guys I got.
Amen.
Linebacker. He's actually not real strong at linebacker, which is kind of surprising. He can go anywhere on linebacker.
I think if he does make the draft, he's definitely got to go linebacker, because that's not good.
Yeah. Malcolm Butler's good. His corners are good. They're very solid. Free safety, Kevin Bird, he's really good. And Jonathan Krypton. No, I don't know how to say that. What picks does he have? He has the 27th pick overall. Oh, he has the 27th and 28th pick.
Yep.
So if I was him, I would go D tackle and middle linebacker and shore up the middle of my defense.
There you go. I agree with you.
Who's next?
So
last but certainly
team.
not least. Yeah, I think we all like Aaron. He's definitely a good player, offensive skills. You know that if he doesn't have any glaring needs, he's going to try to find a weapon to hurt us all. We all know Dalvin Cook is fantastic. Kirk Cousins. Aaron definitely going to sling it around with Kirk Cousins. He's got DJ Moore. Oh, yeah. He's got DJ Moore and Adam Thielen. I don't think he really needs another receiver.
He'll take one.
Kyle Rudolph's, yeah. Aaron can never have too many receivers. Keeps me up at night with that vertical offense he has. You know what he could use is a left tackle. Somebody to watch the blind side of Kirk Cousins. Or a left guard. Or a center.
I'm going left guard out of those. Or right guard.
Yeah.
Or
he
right
definitely
tackle.
needs an upgrade. Yep. Anybody on the line, well, he draft any lineman, and you can move the other ones around to kind of set it up to help out Kirk Cousins in that protection there, especially as much as he likes to throw the ball down the field. We know the Vikings got a good defense with Everson Griffin and Sheldon Richardson, Linval Joseph. Hunter is unblockable. I don't think I've ever been able to block him. Eric Kendricks, he's pretty solid on front seven. The entire front seven is pretty solid. The secondary is really good with Rhodes and Harrison Smith, the ageless wonder, and Anthony Harris. He could go strong safety. Of course, we figure he won't go defense, but.
Well, Aaron on the stream comments, he says, OL, OL, OL. So I guess he's going offensive line.
Yeah. We all figured he would go offense no matter what it was. So, 24th pick overall. Then you go into the second round at 56, third round at 88. Sure off that offensive line, and we'll all have nightmares about Aaron in the NFC.
All right, guys, that is the show. A very swift hour and 16 minutes.
We've had it go a lot longer than that in the past, haven't we?
Oh, we've had like 6 people on here, and we get off topic, and God knows how long that stuff used to go.
Yeah. Well, good show. I saw my notification on my phone. I said I need a break from doing physics. I said I'm gonna jump on here and help them out. So.
Well, I appreciate it,
guys.
man. Thank you very much.
I enjoyed it, man.
All right, guys. We got the next advance coming up. Refer to the schedule. Will be coming up within, I think, the next hour or two. Make your last preparations. And we thank everybody for watching, guys.
Thank you.